This is an important tradition, Sheep. However you choose to do it this session,
That's
mark how
true.
it's done in all future sessions. So choose wisely. If you want to do it every session, make sure things are correct. Or if you want to put it on people and make sure the people disappear right as the session begins.
I will not do the recap myself because I think the recap is an excellent opportunity to actually see what you think happened. So if nobody of you volunteers, I'll just roll a d4, and that will be that. Let's see, d4. That would be DDS.
Of course it would. I know. It seems like it seems like most of the time I get picked as the first one. Okay, this is fine though. So, are you ready to go for this?
Yeah, go.
Last time we began our mighty adventure in a cage. All four of us in individual cages, all lined up. The cages incapable of being destroyed by our weaponry or breath weapons or anything else we could come up with. However, after Aina'vox made a small bit of noise, calling out for the guards for something to eat, and then also declaring that the blue one was rotting. The guards came up. The guards kind of stumbled over and were planning to poke us with a spear until one of the guards betrayed the other, knocked them out, and then went ahead and did a long monologue with us for the expedition. The expedition went through, and well, he let us out of our cages to go escape, and we were to just make him look like he was attacked, and that was it. But we did end up locking him in a cage afterwards. Then we went off and attacked the dog. Like the beast keeper dog master of the wizard's facility, who we promptly, feasted upon his dead dogs, and I think someone might feast on his body as well. Not looking at the blue one at all. But we went round, didn't really find too much, but we got rid of him, stopped him being a nuisance, as we began to explore around the great wizard's place, or I said great, nefarious wizard's place. That's a much better word for him. Going around, putting out every lantern we could see, as there was the important act of trying to stealthily leave the building that no lights may be left switched on. We stumbled into a library. There were some books on dragons. We found a ring. We found a pair of grenades. I don't know where the grenade came from really, but we found a pair of grenades. 3 sticks of 3 tubes full of black powder, which we're not entirely sure what it is, but that's fine. And eventually the wizard's main room. Oh yeah, after beating up a comic relief guard who believed for a second that Taraxis was his mother, very briefly, which says a lot about his family. But we went round the wizard's room, ransacked it, took some stuff, set it on fire, and began our epic escape while the rest climbed down the wall, and our Volnex flew across, or tried flying across, had to do 2 takes to fly across onto the wall. Bull rushed a guard off the side, put down a rope, and everyone climbed up and we left. And we started exploring, going north towards the forest, hoping to get away from this wizard. Though we were quickly followed by a group of horses and their riders who were throwing nets over us. How rude can you believe, throwing nets at us? Regardless, we're now, I presume, somewhere near the forest.
There's a handy "You are here" marker on the strategical map. And
We're at a forest.
You have indeed reached one of the borders of the forest. You are not quite at the Stovel Rise, the big cliff face yet, where you assume there will be a bunch of caves for you to hide in. But your first stop was going to be to take a small detour for the forest to throw off anyone who would chase you. At least I do believe that was your plan. So that will be where we will pick on. I don't know the right word, but you get my point.
I think.
Pick up? Okay, let's pick up. Since you have indeed reached the border of the Ashwood with its towering trees and thorny bushes, now that the evening of the day of your escape is approaching, the previously light rain has turned into a downpour. With the sun slowly sinking and the rain, it is uncomfortably cold. For most of you anyways. For 1/4 of your group, it is still way too warm. The canopy of the forest does offer protection from the rain, and coming closer, you are pretty certain that following you through the dense vegetation will be pretty much impossible. So, assuming that you have not changed your plans, do you want to head into the foreboding forest?
Yes. Into the forest and then north.
I forgot to update my skills, so don't move my token, but it's quick.
Alright, you update your skills because they might come in handy.
I'm actually going to take the second to quickly check I updated mine. I think I did.
In fact, as soon as you have updated your skills, unless there's any conversations you want to have taken place, you want to do, I would like to have a survival check to navigate through the forest.
All of us? Or one of us?
Whoever wants to lead you. You can all roll a check and go your separate ways, but I would suggest that you don't quite try that.
Kayak's just gonna follow whoever seems confident.
Well,
Raxus is going to assist Aina'vox. I think has the best survival.
Yeah, I have no idea what bonus.
7 now.
Yeah, I'm going to also try assisting because I can.
Does she get bonuses because she used to live in this forest?
You know what? You can get a +2 bonus because you aren't quite familiar with this corner of the forest, but you're certainly familiar with a corner of the forest.
So I get +2?
Yeah, take a +2.
And then you get a +6 in total because the two of us just aided you.
You have never really by yourself explored deep into the forest, mostly sticking to, well, your father's lair and your treehouse.
Oh.
But you certainly have
Look
seen
at you
enough
guys.
things.
What did you roll?
I rolled a
yeah.
15.
But that would
17.
be a total of 20. Alright, I shall mark that down.
I rolled a 7.
My character's actually not that used to forest, he's more used to like mountains, but it's fine.
And so you head into the forest.
Oh.
It is rather dark, which doesn't really bother you too much, although the dense vegetation, the big trees, certainly do hinder your movements. Although Aina'vox is proficient enough in traversing the forest that she thinks, at least, that she's reading you in the right way. My dog agrees. There are no real paths, no real, trails to follow, just bushes, trees, and the occasional sign that something or another has passed through here. And eventually, while walking through a rather not quite as dense part of the forest, you hear a voice calling to you. A high-pitched one at that. So if I can't quite manage it, just imagine. Oh, look at you, big brains. Are you lost? You don't look like you think you are lost, but you look pretty lost to me. Why are you here, I wonder? The voice is impossible to track down. It seems to be coming from multiple places at once. Although you're pretty sure that it is coming from somewhere above you. And quite close, too.
Kayaks will look up, try to see if we can look where the voice comes from, but then just says, well, we don't think we're lost, but perhaps we are. That all depends on where we're going, does it not? Or if we're going any place.
That is very true. I guess big brains works in more way than one. But then, where do you want to go?
As it happens, we want to go many places. The places that will do us well. One of these places we think we want to go would be in the north.
North? What a strange way to go. But, well, I don't think it will matter where you have to go. I mean, do you hear that? I don't think you do hear that yet, do you? And the voice and the dog noises in the background are not entirely unfitting here, as what you hear right after the voice says these words is a long howl. Quite far away still, but being answered by other howls, more or less close to you.
Howl as wolves or howl as dogs?
Well, that would be a knowledge nature check.
Sure. Kind of did hide my token, but I found it, so.
Oh yeah, I did.
Also, apparently there's 2 sets of all our tokens on the map somewhere.
Tyraxus will look around and says, "Who is it that is speaking to us? Show yourself." Also, what language is the...
What language?
The voice is addressing you in common.
Yeah, our Volnix is just growling, looking at you guys looking around at the noise.
Yeah, Aina'vox is pretty sure that those howls are indeed coming from far closer than they appear to be, and she is pretty sure that it is indeed wolves.
Uh-oh.
Probably a few of them. As the voice answers to Tyraxus, "But I see those claws and teeth of yours, and I don't have any of that, so I think I'll stay out of sight. But close enough to at least watch what's going to happen, because I think that will be rather interesting." You hear those howls?
You have to help us. We're not ready to fight these. Look how small we are.
Well, you should have thought about that before you entered the forest.
Well, what if we did, and what we thought there would be someone here to help us?
Oh, then you've come to the wrong forest, my little big brains here.
Can Aina'vox guess what it is by the sound of its voice and knowing the forest?
That would be another knowledge nature check.
Sure.
The voice continues to taunt you. Yes, wolves, I think. I count 3, no, 400 at least. This should be interesting, I think.
Tyraxus snorts.
With that kind of check, you would be reminded of one of your father's stories about forest sprites. Rather mischievous little things that do tend to enjoy the occasional Schadenfreude, if I may use that German word for a change.
Oh, certainly.
But wouldn't it be more interesting to hear a story of how a few younglings made it north through the dangerous forest, escaping all sorts of crazy situations, than to see them be savaged by a few wolves?
Hounds, beastmasters, evil wizards, a tower burning. Yes, a good story. Tyraxus nods.
There's a long pause. Alright, you do have a point. It would be rather boring to just see you get torn apart. I can lead some of them away, but I don't think I will be able to convince all of them. And I do think that they are right behind you.
Tyraxus turns around.
And we will indeed go to a different map for this.
Want to hear something funny? I didn't write down her father's name.
I can send it to you.
I think it's in our chat. I don't think it has deleted our chat.
See if this works. Yes, that looks goofy, but it'll work. I will put you to a new map, which should be the Ashwood, or just Ashwood, I believe. And this is just a somewhat battle map strategic representation of the dense underbrush, which isn't exactly dense, but it makes for a better fight.
I don't see anything.
Go to left.
Should be right here.
Oh. That looks like a horrible pit, but alright.
It's not supposed to be a pit.
All these horrible spikes jutting out from the forest.
We shouldn't fly. We shouldn't fly here. There are too many spikes.
No, it's too dangerous. The spikes of darkness.
Back of a Tarask.
Oh god!
Tyraxus gets to act first, as he is very sure that whatever is coming towards you is very close and coming from many different directions at this point.
Right. They seem to be right behind us, to the south.
They seem to be mostly from behind you, yes.
So they're coming from the south.
Yes.
Okay. He will hiss that out. They're coming from the south! Quickly! He looks to Rekayax. Get behind us! And he takes a look around, see if he can... I don't suppose he sees anything, really.
You can give me a perception check. You are pretty sure that the closest thing is in this direction,
Okay.
coming towards you very quickly.
Well, Tyraxos is gonna move up here on an intercept course. And he is going to prepare a lightning breath in case he can catch 3 or more wolves in a line.
Okay. Let me just remove the vision spikes.
Very specific criteria.
It is kind of silly.
And then it would be Ratchaix's turn.
All right. He will quickly, activate his just divine blood in the form of a divine favor, and he will then, I guess, stay where he is. Really, there's no reason to go anywhere. Yep, that's it.
All right. The first wolf is indeed going to come not from where you expected, but from all the way over here, running towards you. Aina'vox.
Okay. Aina'vox is going to listen to see if he can hear any more approaching. Like it's only coming like directly from like south of him. A second.
If you want more information on that, you could roll a perception check if you want.
No.
You're probably quite sure that they are somewhere.
You know, bad rules. What can I do? Well. Tyraxos seems to know what he's done so far. Prepare an attack on approach.
You do hear movement right over here, as well as the sprite's taunting voice. Not so much speaking as just making noises, as one of the creatures does seem to actually move away from you, chasing something else. This wolf, on the other hand, smells prey. So does this one as it charges through the underbrush. And will attack Tyraxos.
That is a hit.
That is just a hit. It will also try to trip you.
Of course it will. I am a quadruped though, so...
It's
Yes,
true.
you get a bonus.
You get a +4 with your CMD.
Woo!
See, trip.
Yes.
That he does not manage to trip you.
Haha! Tyraxos is not tripped. 2 damage there.
And this wolf will move up here. Another wolf seems to be rather interested in the noises coming from the sprite, and also will exit the battle here. Aina'vox.
Yeah. Gonna charge wolf number 4. All right up. And go. Whenever you're ready.
Ooh, look at that.
That's
That is some bite.
That is a noxious bite time.
Yay!
and that's a failure.
I don't remember. Oh, it's 14. Yes! You're
Yes, he
nauseated
takes
for 4 rounds.
5 points of damage, and he does not have a good day.
You're nauseated.
Alright, I will apply the mod. And while you do your turn, Tyraxos.
Well, hello, Wolf 6. He looks very angry in that picture. You will learn that you do not easily approach Tyraxos the Blue without suffering the consequences. Suffer! Or, well, maybe not.
He dodges out of the way, snarling at you. Attacks.
I go to save him. Don't laugh. He's fueled by divine power, after all.
Large wooden sign.
Sword.
What?
What? I don't know why that says that.
That is weird.
The wooden sign is attacking, however.
Well, regardless. I don't know
I'm
why.
not
I
sure
don't know
what
why you
happened.
call me that, but all right.
It's very offensive.
I don't even. Alright, that is certainly a hit for 6
Looks like it
points of
sinks his
damage.
teeth into the little wolf. Little wolf.
This wolf will try to help his friend over here. And can he charge? He can't charge. Alright, he'll double move here. Aina'vox.
However, I can charge. I mean, there's two of you over there, and there's more prey over here.
Yeah, let's do it.
Dun, 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 dun. Fight. Single. I get no special bonuses. This is a charge.
That is certainly it.
Good lord, 8 damage.
I'm a good dragon.
You're like a battleship dragon.
I mean, this wolf over here can't really do anything, but he's going to stay in the fight.
You can attempt to flee.
He will attempt to look menacing and most likely not succeed.
Move action.
Number 6, on the other hand, will go for T-Rexes here. With a bite and miss terribly. Number 2 will charge. That would be a 14, which is still a miss. Aina'vox.
She is gonna bite wolf number 1 and the claws on number 4.
Okay.
And charge has been removed.
Right, the meat's going to be corrupted on both of them.
I think it is.
Good lord, the attack rolls. The attack rolls.
Yeah, those are all hits. So the bite does not manage to kill number 1, however.
But he has to do a save.
Yes, he
not
has to
see
do a
it.
save.
No.
And he fails.
4 rounds. 4 rounds is normal.
The
And
wolves whimper
will fall
and
with the
cower.
claws. Is going to fall over.
I just wanted to make sure that both would be nauseated.
She's a monster.
T-Rexes looks over to the shivers like, ooh. Do you see how the bites fester and bubble and ooze?
Acid pouring out.
I am doing really poorly. Maybe 1 hit?
The claw looks like it might hit.
The claw does hit. Which one are you attacking?
The damaged one. 6.
Number 6. Alright. That is certainly enough.
He's disabled!
Alright, it's not enough. He's disabled. He will stay in the fight. That takes.
We'll try to hit him, and then if I do, 5-foot step and continue on the other one.
Alright.
That is reasonable.
That is a claw that hits, and enough to finish him off.
Well,
Wolf 1 will try to look menacing and protect his friend who's dead. Aina'vox.
Protect his friend, he says. I mean, doesn't really need me to be over here anymore. Really doesn't need me to be over here, does it?
No, you can go help the others.
Whee!
I got this, man. I got this by the ass.
And then one who just slingshots back and forth.
That is certainly it.
I feel so inadequate.
It was over crit.
you don't say.
Dead. Wolf 6 is dead.
They are killing machines, Rakayaks.
I know, but let's
Wolf
pretend
2
to be
will go
useful
for the
to
white
them for
one.
a while longer.
T-Rex is not. Yes, that's best.
If you're
Otherwise,
speaking common, I don't even understand what you're saying.
14, that is a hit.
otherwise horror will happen.
Is that against?
Against you.
Fair enough. I did charge, so
Then he's going to try to trip you.
that's versus 19 CMD because quadruped. No.
Nope.
Whoop.
Yes, I've now taken a total of 8 points of damage.
It's gonna full attack that bastard.
Aina'vox, no. Throws it.
That is a hit and plenty to finish him off.
I'm just saying, with
These-
8 point,
5 foot step.
Yeah.
with 8 points damage, it only deals 1 bar of health. That says something.
Yeah. Terexus. These wolves really have picked the wrong targets.
Alright, there we go. Slash, slash, slash. Bite.
That is more than enough to finish him off as well. And with that, combat is over, as the wolves who thought you were an easy meal are now of a different opinion, to say the least.
Kayak takes a bite.
Tyraxus spits out some fur.
Aina'vox starts devouring the one she just killed.
Is Tyraxus hungry, looking at the wolf?
I mean, are you?
I mean, when did we eat?
You have eaten like a few hours ago.
We ate human, so maybe some wolf on top of that?
I mean, human tastes disgusting, so let's get
Eating
by.
is strong. We are young dragons. We have to eat a lot. We have to grow a lot.
It's true, it's true.
So eating at whatever opportunity is really how Mechanics does it.
No, sure.
Shred the skin off by carving with his claw to open it up, and then did some of those meaty organs. You know, warm heart.
The heart, yes, the heart.
Note how I'm not eating those ones over there.
Aina'vox eats like a Komodo dragon. She just rips pieces off and devours it.
Swallowed.
Tyraxus,
Yeah.
Tyraxus hisses at Arvolix as he touches the thing and it like starts freezing.
It's okay. You can come over and chat with me. This one's fresh.
And salty.
It's not salty. It's only in my mouth it drains the water out of it.
Tyraxus takes a bite as well, mumbling to himself.
I got 2.
That's because no one wants to eat your best string one.
Yeah, exactly, this bubbling black ooze that is like...
Like at least I only freeze mine. You best of them.
Munch, munch, crunch, munch, munch.
Does Aina'vox see that she is a lot stronger than the others now, since she just kind of took out 2 wolves?
I mean, you certainly feel stronger than the others because you just took out 2 wolves on your own.
I mean, except for the one bite that flew over.
I finished it off.
You did finish it off, but I was just rebouncing back and forth. I was taking the most damage out of everyone so far.
Delicious wolf.
What happened to that voice?
It flew away with True. I don't know.
Good riddance, I say.
He'll come back.
I
Maybe
hope-
lead us through the forest.
I hope not.
Very helpful.
I think he only appears that way. I don't think he's really trustworthy.
What was that voice?
It was a sprite.
A
She
what?
wanted to help. She explains what it looks like.
A sprite is a
Kind of like
tiny,
a fairy.
a tiny humanoid-like creature that has 2 sets of what's the word here?
Wings.
Translucent wings and tends to glow in whatever color the sprite likes best.
They like humor.
I really don't think it can be
Are
trusted.
sprites tasty?
I
Is
never.
Sprite good?
I haven't eaten one because they're so tiny.
I like flame things with translucent wings.
I've never tried one.
Like a big fly.
But they're not much help. They normally just make jokes on you.
We really shouldn't trust that thing, honestly. It will just try to confuse us even more and lead us deeper into the forest to get lost. It finds it funny, does it not?
I think if we were to give it a really good laugh, maybe it would help us. But I really don't think we're lost.
I would suggest we go north from here.
Why
You know
north?
which way north was, right?
We are going northeast, are we not? Toward the rise, not deep into the forest.
Yes.
I was born in this forest. I know where we're
The
going.
bite of the wolves is then lead on.
Tyraxus digs his head into the ripped up ribcage of the wolf and you hear him like it's struggling around in there.
Aina'vox looks really, really proud with her kill.
You hear something break as he pulls out a vertebrae or something.
You see a Volnix,
Through the stomach.
Yeah, through the stomach.
you see a Volnix step back and start licking some of his now chewed off scales.
Aww.
Aww! Everyone hug our Volnix!
Do you want me to clean your wounds?
Mama should kiss the wound.
It
Yeah,
looks
yeah.
to have next. Will you be alright?
I've had worse.
If it gets too much, do tell. My blood is strong and can mend the wounds of others, if need be.
quirk his head slightly. Interesting. Looks at clearly pondering like, how could that work, but not having a clue.
T-Rex pulls out another piece of meat, chews it, looks over to Rakayax. I have noticed that you seem to have strange powers, Rakayax.
So, yes. Well, some would say strange. I have always found them to come rather natural.
I see. Crunch, munch, munch.
Like you breathing lightning or electricity.
T-Rex snorts. It comes from eating the sand, you see.
Sort of nods. Yes, I'm sure.
T-Rex looks around. Maybe looking for sand. You don't know. He looks disappointed though.
Rakayax doesn't want to
There's
eat
certainly
sand.
a lot of leaves if you want to eat those.
He has that expression on his face when he looks at the trees.
Well,
How warm is it right now?
It is cold enough to be uncomfortable, but warm enough for a Vulnix not to be comfortable either.
Because, I'm resistant to cold, but I kind of hate the heat.
In the forest, however, it is ever so slightly warmer than outside, so it's slightly more pleasant, and you are pretty much shielded from the rain as well.
All this humidity is unpleasant. We should make for the rise.
Yes.
Takes the last bite, and then he starts moving, maybe?
This looks to Aina'vox. They say, good work on those two.
You made the corpses stink.
Looks over to the like smoking piles of corpses over there. He's like, eee.
She looks really proud with the with Triax complimenting, and she's like really puts her head up and like, thanks. My bite is poisonous.
Now lead us to the wall, and
Very powerful as well. T-Rex looks suitably impressed as he picks his teeth.
You're gonna make me smug.
Rakayax will have a rib in his mouth when he
Like a cigar jutting out.
just like sucking on it, because it's not quite shellfish, but
So which direction do you move?
in whatever Aina'vox says is the right one.
To the caves.
Which direction would Aina'vox like to pick?
It was north, right?
You want to go north, yes.
Now let's go where we want to go. Survival again?
No, you have your check from before.
Okay.
So you go in the direction where you think is north. And as you start moving, basically instantly, the voice again says, I thought you didn't want to go further into the forest. Are you sure you know where you're going?
T-Rex looks to Aina'vox.
Rakayax looks to Aina'vox.
Of course I know where we're going.
I mean, that is west.
It's not.
You have to go that way.
What does a sprite know?
I live here.
I used to live here.
Well, not this deep into the forest. Wait,
Rakayax
don't I recognize you? Yes, I do. Oh, it's little Aina'vox, isn't it?
In the flesh.
You are in a very odd part of the forest, I have to say. Now then, I've had my fun, I think, so let me just help you, alright? You don't seem very enthusiastic to get out of here again. Most things are, unless they live here, in which case they like things not leaving.
It is
So would you rather-
difficult to trust a disembodied voice, you understand.
I'm not asking for trust, I'm just asking you to follow me.
That is trusting you.
I don't think so.
Then you are a buffoon.
Well, now then, if you want to get out of this forest, which I think you do want to, then, well, Go
We're
that
trying
way.
to get north of the forest, not technically
North.
out.
We're trying to
North.
get to the
Oh.
store of all rice.
To the cliff. Yes, yes. Come this way then. The voice comes from here.
Come soon.
Well,
Is it the same way that Aina'vox would want us to go?
Aina'vox would want to go this way.
It's close.
Well, why do you want to go that way?
Because that's where she thinks it is.
But why?
As far as Aina'vox thinks, that's the way out of the forest.
What do I think of that voice?
You would know that the sprites, at least in this forest, usually don't lie to your face. Although there are exceptions. This
Well,
one
This
in
one's not in our
particular,
face, is it?
Well, she shares this information in Draconic with the others. Maybe the sprite will show us the right way. They usually don't lie. To your face, at least.
a random sprite. How can you just trust it?
I
We also
agree.
have to be able to find the hill.
We need somewhere to shelter. We can't roam around the forest randomly like this.
I may be wrong about the location. It has been some time since I've been here, and I have been locked. Not being
I thought you all agreed that that was the way.
Well, if we're wrong, we can just eat the sprite. But the sprite is wrong.
But then we'll be lost.
We'll just try to find the
This
way.
sprite sounds mean.
Tyroxus looks at the trees. Maybe we can just climb a tree and find the direction that way. The rise should be clearly visible.
That's a good point.
Tyraxos would think that if he wanted to get a look over the forest, he would have to pick the largest tree. And the largest tree is large. And tall, because I meant to say tall and not large, but it's also large.
How tall is it?
It would be quite the climb, and not an easy one.
Can the sprite lift the rope up there for us?
Tyroxus shrugs.
Sprite, if you would like us to believe you in the future, lift the rope up to the tree so we can climb up and see that you are right.
Well, first of all, that rope is way too heavy for me. I'm just tiny. And second of all, I already know where I'm going, so why would you have to check for me?
So that we know where we are going.
But you know where you're going if you follow me.
Where's
No,
this?
you know where you're going, but we don't know where you're going.
I know where I'm going, and you know that you are going where I'm going.
So where are you going?
Well, I will lead you out of the forest.
But we don't want to be out of the forest. We want to be north.
Well, north out of the forest. You want to get out of the forest eventually, yeah? Unless you want to stay here.
Well, maybe we do.
I would like to see that. You don't belong here.
So why don't you put the rope up?
Well, as I
Well,
said,
you have to carry the end.
ropes are heavy. And besides, it would be doing work. I can lead you through the forest, alright, but I'm not doing your dirty work for you.
The sprite doesn't want to show us that he's right.
Because it can't be trusted.
We should go the way we already came.
Okay.
You want to go back?
No, we want to continue.
Oh, go
on
further.
following.
Alright, you continue. That is certainly something you can do. Let me just hide this map then as you continue further through the forest. As you can indeed just ignore the sprite offering you help repeatedly. As you walk through the forest, what feels like quite the distance, the sprite has left you at some point. Probably, you think. It's very hard to tell if it's still around. At least if it shuts up. But eventually, you find yourself in a very familiar location. As you indeed see the same carnage that you have wrought upon this place, except you are pretty sure you just went north. But what is different this time is that you indeed see what you think is the source of the voice already sitting in one of the trees, looking at you rather, well, impatiently, as it just kind of taps one of its tiny, tiny human-like fingers on the tree branch.
Okay, looks at Aina'vox.
Tyraxos sighs.
Listen, I really don't think you know where you're going. Unless you like walking in circles.
Tyraxos walks up to it. There's something dangerous in the eyes of Tyraxos as he walks up to the sprite.
The sprite is rather high up in the tree.
How high up?
Probably 30-40 feet.
I can reach that.
Alright.
You see sort of lightning start crackling in the mouth of Tyraxos.
At the first sign of any sort of potential violence, the sprite darts to a tree further away, sits down again. Well, I really want... You
should lead us in the place you want to go then. Why didn't you do so already? Please,
well, apparently
Mr. Sprite.
Alright, if
we
you
asked
ask
so nice.
You did, it's true. And besides, I did like Aina'vox's father quite a bit. We talked occasionally. He was not such a stubborn, poopy head as you are.
What?
I would prefer it if you didn't come so
Okay,
close.
sort of mouth. Don't talk about his head behind Tyraxos' back.
I thought you wanted us to follow you.
Exactly.
Yes. Well then,
It's hard to
this way.
see you up there. That way now. Okay.
And
This
this
entire
way-
time,
Yeah.
Aina'vox just giving like a very low growl the entire time that Tyraxos can hear.
Yeah, Tyraxos is just spark like you can really hear the crackling coming from him. As he
You're pretty
eyes
sure you
this
can feel
thing.
you're pretty sure you can feel just like a frigid aura of cold building.
He sort of hisses to our volumes when he passes. It is at times at these when my patience is tested somewhat.
Well,
Regax is all friendly smiles.
I was just happy to be in the forest.
the sprite does disappear again, only its voice kind of telling you where to go. And eventually, you come upon a rather clear area of the forest, a glade, if it were, as it were. And I will move you there.
Oh, I guess we could live here. We'll never be able to find our way out.
Seriously,
This is why you never go to a forest, Rakayax. You go to the desert, where you can see clearly.
But in the desert we would leave footprints. Hopefully the wizard will be just as confused in here as we are.
There you go. There's the exit. Well, almost. Just don't choose the way to the rats, and you'll be fine.
The what?
Rats.
The glade also contains two rather large wooden signs that are overgrown slightly, but the letters on them are still clearly visible. You can click on them to see what they say.
Oh, this is the one
Makes
Manaki apparently had
sense.
clicked.
Rats.
What? Why?
Large wooden
What's
sign.
Tell us about the rats.
Oh, just rats. You know where they live. You wouldn't want to go past there. They are quite aggressive.
Oh, let's go the other way then.
Well,
Is this the exit that leads towards the rise?
Yes, it is exactly where you want to go.
why,
Well, do we know where we want to go now?
What does Aina'vox know about these rats?
You know that rats tend to live in the forest and not only in towns, but with that kind of check, not too much more.
Oh.
we
Is
should...
he avoiding answering directly if this is the way that we think it is?
Well, you can't be quite sure. You could try to phrase your question in a way that he can't give you an evasive answer.
If we go this way, will we get to the Stolvel Rise by going directly in this direction?
If you go towards the way...
This way. These are the points.
If you follow the sign that says exit, you will indeed arrive just south of the Stolvel Rise, slightly east of the forest. And much faster, too, as if you had just wandered through the forest. You're welcome.
Why is there a sign warning for rats?
Because I put it here, of course.
Is there anything on the other side of the sign?
No, just it's a sign.
Okay, there's nothing written on the back.
So, he looks up. It's a big clearing, yeah.
It's quite the clearing. It's probably not as big as the map makes it look, but it's certainly a rather odd occurrence for a forest.
Well, I suppose we want to go to the place that leads us to the Stolvel Rise.
I kind of want to look at the rats.
Me too.
Oh, I really wouldn't go to the rats. You know, they are not normal rats even. I wouldn't bother them.
What's wrong with them then?
Oh, they are just strange, and there's so many of them. Like, every time you turn around, there's more.
Well, why would we want to go to the many rats?
Yes, I put these signs here to warn you of the rats, not to lead you to them.
Because our guide has worked my temper somewhat. Maybe letting it loose would be good. Tyraxus looks down the path and does he see any rats?
Not immediately. I mean, I could get those 2 wolves that I led away. I can probably find those again if you want to just sink your teeth into something.
Are you saying the wolves are more easy prey than rats?
In this case, I'm not sure. I have never fought either, to be honest. I don't, hurt things a lot.
So, Alexis, could we not get to the cave first? I'm sure there's some badger or fox or whatever that lives in there.
Tyraxus looks down the path.
We are being followed, after all, and we would like to get as far away from them as possible.
I mean, all you have to do is choose the path that says exit. It's quite easy. I'm not sure why you're waiting so long.
Yes, let's go that way.
You go towards the rats.
But no, this is the exit one.
No, that's the rat way.
No.
Is he lying about this?
It is. If you click the sign, it says rats. Right path.
Is
it
he
doesn't.
lying about
It
this
That's
being...
not what it says at all.
That is what it says.
It says this is the exit way.
Tyraxus shakes his head. No, the exit is that one. Points at the left one.
No, that is the one with the rats.
Tyraxus looks up at the sprite. I see.
He looks at the sprite and says, which one says exit?
Well, the sign with the right letters on it.
Well, which one is that?
See.
Does he
Walks
lie
closer.
about
Crackling
which
starts
one?
up again.
Is he lying about the way Aina'vox is the exit? I rolled a 27.
He has never pointed in a specific direction.
No, but Aina'vox went to this and said, is this the way?
And
He
he
said
answered
yes.
that the sign pointing towards the exit is indeed the sign pointing towards the exit.
She looks at...
I gotta go to the middle and begins to sob.
Really?
Hazel looks to the others. Looks very sad.
Which one says exit for you, for kayaks?
It doesn't matter. The evil, mean being has tricked us. Now he's gonna get wolves to attack us.
Even if he does, we killed 4 wolves with no problem.
Logan says, please, Mr. Sprite, there are coming people after us. We have to run or they'll capture us and do horrible things to us in dark places. Maybe you could lead them to the question of the 2 signs and have them discuss it. But we would very much just like a place that's warm and not so wet and cold to sleep tonight.
Well, first of all, nobody's going to follow you into the forest. Don't be silly. Nobody even goes into the forest anymore, except, I suppose, you. And second of all, I mean, just
Character's
this
very
is
sad.
not supposed to be so difficult.
Just sits there, moping.
How honest is Rotex being with his moping?
Not very, Plow.
Then I would probably ask for a bluff check at this point. And I think you two are enjoying this little puzzle here, aren't you? You just want to make it less fun for me.
Telraxos looks at the sprite and says, I have a question.
Then ask.
If I asked which of these paths led out of the forest and to the Starval Rise as quickly as possible, which one of the paths would you point to?
That one.
Which one is he pointing at?
You don't see him.
Oh, Aina'vox sits down and starts reading. And whispers to the group. If we bore him, he's gonna.
So this one is the rat one.
If we bore him, he's gonna stop doing this nonsense.
Telraxos sighs. It doesn't matter. Pick one, we go down it. If there are rats, we destroy them.
Alex takes his claw and scrapes exit into the rat sign.
All right.
So which one does everyone see is the exit?
That one.
What about the others? Which one is exit?
Well, if Aina'vox was to scrape it onto the ground, it'd be this one.
Which?
This is the exit.
Oh, it looks.
Yeah, if Aina'vox can't read it, he kind of just trace what he sees on the sign onto the ground for one of you to read.
I mean, we could just push that question further. I mean, if Telraxos moves up here and says, basically, am I standing right next to the sign you would point to? Basically repeat the other question he has said. If he asked which of the signs or paths he would point to, if they wanted to go as quickly as possible to the place they wanted to go, which would he point to the one closest to Telraxos?
Is that a question you actually pose? And if so, please rephrase it. Or at least repeat it.
Okay, well, let's see here. If I asked which path led to the destination where we wanted to go, as specified before, would you then point to the path closest to me? Meaning this one. I can even walk down here.
I mean, you do realize I don't have to answer all the questions. You are making this very boring, I have to say. It's not that difficult. I thought they don't call you big brains for nothing.
I suppose we could just continue on like this.
Sure.
Then none of the paths would lead to rats.
And you would get lost and never find your way out. I don't want you hurt you. I just want to have some fun, and you are ruining this for me.
Well,
This
we don't
is-
want to give you fun. Sprites are stupid.
You have not really earned the fun. Telraxos snorts. I don't care, honestly. Pick a path. If it's rats, we kill them. If there's not, we continue on. It's simple
This
as
one.
that.
This
Let me
one is
give
the
you
best.
one last tip then. One last tip before you just get yourselves lost. Alright? Alright? One tip.
On blue.
One. You don't seem excited for my tip.
Why?
don't
We
give
found
tips
the way,
usually.
it's
I
the
wonder
way.
why.
You're just going
Sprite.
to lie again.
Alright? Alright? 2 tips. 2 tips?
Tyraxus looks at the Phoenix. Have you seen him?
The voice does seem to be coming from here.
You'll see him kind of look that way, growl a little bit.
Alright, here's 2 tips. There's more than 2 signs, and they are all true.
Well, I see one sign here. It says exit.
This
I see
says
one.
exit.
I see one sign right here that says rats.
Right there?
Yeah.
Mine is right here.
Mm-hmm.
Mine is right here.
Okay.
I see nothing.
Do you see how many signs do you see over here then?
I just see.
Zero.
You'll see, but Avonix has gone up to them and like poked them. So yeah.
There's only rats over here.
I only see
That says
2
exit.
signs, and these are the signs that have
Yeah.
always been there.
This is mine.
If Avonix, what happens if Avonix walked into where he says there's a sign?
I mean, you eventually find a sign.
I'll bump into a sign.
You certainly bump into something. The others, on the other hand, don't see you bumping into anything.
There's something.
So this one says exit this way. What does the next one in the line says?
Aina'vox just looks
The
really
one that
confused.
this one points to.
What are you talking about? There's only 2 signs.
He said there were more than 2 signs.
Well, this is the one. I'm standing right on top of the sign I see here. It says
I'm right
rats.
over this one.
Why don't I see
What does it point to then?
So you have exit pointing right, and then I have rats pointing right, and then our bowling says exit pointing right.
Yes, Avonix will like trace exit onto the ground. He can't read it, but he'll trace exit onto the ground.
Mm-hmm. And Tina
Am
sees
I-
nothing.
I see nothing.
Mm.
The other one there's rats. The other one. You just had here.
What do we see on the other side?
You're muted, Manaki. Am I not supposed to see anything,
The
Chief?
sign here. That's rats.
You are supposed to be seeing
Sign
something.
here that says exit.
I don't see anything. But
That
the
is very
2
strange.
signs.
This one for me says rats.
Yeah, you're supposed to be seeing 2 signs.
Just the 2 that have always been there.
Yes.
But you guys can
we're
see
only seeing
something
2
else.
each. We're only seeing 2 each.
Oh.
But we're seeing a different pair each.
Where are yours? Stand on top of it.
Oh, I didn't get that.
What does your one say?
We're all seeing a different pair.
Oh, I didn't know. This one says exit, and I'm standing on it.
Exit rats.
Exit.
rats.
And
Rats.
then rats.
And so this one ends with rats. What about this one?
This one's
This side ends with exit.
rats.
Here's
Well, then we take the right path. It ends with exit. It's the best bet.
All right.
Right.
You hear the high-pitched voice one last time. All right, you've really eviscerated my puzzle as much as you have those wolves. I hope you're happy.
Well, wasn't this what we're supposed to do?
You were...
We're
no,
supposed to argue.
What were we supposed to do then?
you were supposed to pick a side, of course. And you did, I suppose. But not right.
Well, it's not right then. All right. Which one
No,
is
no,
right?
no. You didn't do it right. Because doing left makes no sense. But you didn't do it right either.
Tyraxus snarls. When I come back to this forest, I will burn it to the ground.
Oh, you won't. I like this forest.
This forest is my personal hell. Well, it's not that bad considering, he mutters to himself.
I would not threaten the trees. They don't appreciate that kind of thing.
You know, if we were underwater, we could just swim up and look over the trees.
There are no trees in the desert. None of these sprites. Mech.
Well,
Oh,
I
we
certainly didn't lie. See you the next time you enter the forest. If you ever manage to leave. Which you should, because I pointed you towards the exit.
No. Why would the left sign not make sense?
What?
Why would the left side not make sense?
Because you can't do something left. You can only do something right.
It's a joke.
But what does that have to do with the signs?
Nothing. What do the signs have to do with anything?
But you said they were all true.
Yes, of course they are. I wrote them.
But then some of them are lying.
Maybe
Not all paths goes to the right place.
maybe they both lead to exits, and they both lead to rats.
Or maybe you just haven't been to this forest enough to know how things work around here. Maybe I know how things work around here. Maybe I am indeed trying to help you, while at the same time having some fun.
Can we just go?
Right.
I'm
Alright,
sick of him.
You head the right way. Alright. I will move you to the
Thank you
next
for
section.
confirming it, Sheep. They were going the right way.
You're going to what could be referred to as the eastward direction. In this context. There we go.
Oh, you wanted to go north.
Give me one moment.
If we take every possible path, we'll eventually make it out.
All paths lead to the stall rise.
And you do walk for some distance through twisting paths that seem to want to lead you somewhere, and certainly seem like something that has been prepared for things to actually, follow the path. It certainly doesn't seem like the forest just grew this way. And eventually, assuming you just don't attempt to head into the trees randomly, you get to what seems to be a sort of small canyon-like area. I shall reveal it for you now. There are small cliff-like structures to the left and right from you, and in the distance you do see what seems to be a what's the word here? You do think that the forest is becoming lighter, and there is also something that suggests some red rocky structure that would indicate the stubble rise. But you can only see it through leaves and all. You would definitely have to cross this canyon here.